Welcome back to Gene and Roger Talk Movies. It's our friend Melissa Starkey, who we haven't seen since...
Well, they've never seen me.
Well, we
didn't do it this way
No,
before.
it was People Under the Stairs, so
Yes.
audio only.
Yeah. Congratulations. I'm happy for all your viewers.
Right, yes. Welcome to Melissa Starkey, who I will refer to for the most part as Starkey, probably.
Yes. Less confusing.
But I'm so glad Starkey is here today because she's kind of my go-to of here's another movie that Gene will never, ever do, and probably good for him, because we're talking about 1987's Nekromantik. Came out in a German film. Jorg Buttgereit is the director.
Late 80s.
And let's get right in. Melissa, where are you at with Nekromantik?
Well, I think that you need to explain that it took you almost a year before you were willing to let me borrow this film. Like I said, my first reaction was there truly is somebody for everybody. The relationship that they have, I thought she was going to blow up. Like when he walked in, got the eyeball, got the heart, and she sees it and she's so excited.
Well, and just so everybody knows, if you haven't seen Nekromantik, one, good for you, but two, it's basically about this very bizarre couple. The guy, Rob, he works for like this cleaner company that goes into accidents and
Joe's Cleaning Company.
Right, basically removes the bodies and things like that. But he likes to bring home various parts of bodies. So he has a jar full of eyes and a heart and things you don't even know what they are. There's a fetus in one of the jars.
Yeah.
And partway in, you realize he also has a girlfriend that lives with him,
Betty.
because she is also very excited about this.
Yes.
And then one day, he brings home a rotting corpse.
Really bad.
Really bad. And Betty is overjoyed to see this. So it develops into a little romantic triangle.
Right. And so it's immediately shocking. And he does not skimp on the gore, like on the disgusting, very slimy corpse, of which they seem to not mind at all the smell that would be.
It brings them great sexual gratification.
Yes, and there are no areas that aren't explored.
Well, and because this is a show for adults, I love the scene where Rob saws the iron post off.
He did well for his lady.
Yeah, and she puts a condom on it, and they attach it to the corpse so she can fulfill her desires.
Right, but he joins right in.
He does.
So it's very, like I said, everybody's apparently got their person. They seem very happy with that. They afterwards eat as you're watching and you're through half-opened eyes, like, what am I seeing?
It's happening.
And yes, and they just keep going and going. But I really did like the way that the scenes were shot.
Right. I would say this movie is an art film for sure. I love the fact that just the way it's filmed and the way the shots are constructed, it's very artful.
Right.
But I love also the very romantic music that plays while they're having sex with the corpse.
I know. No, I thought that it was very clear what he was trying to do. He wanted to be shocking, and there were parts where I was like, oh, good for you.
Right. Well, and you almost start seeing it as a comedy almost, because are they going to go there? And then they do, and it's like, I can't believe what I'm watching.
Right. But then it was like full stop, the rabbit. Like, so I'm watching and there's parts where I'm like, oh, God, that's disgusting, that's awesome, whatever. But the rabbit scene, if you watch, you know what I'm talking about. They really killed that rabbit.
They kill a real rabbit. Well, and because you told me that you had stopped the movie cold right then.
I did, and I went down the rabbit hole of finding out. And they said that rabbit would have died regardless. Like it was somebody who, because these actors were like unknown, and it was just somebody who was like, yeah, that's what they do, and so it would have died.
Yeah, no, they
made it for the art of the film,
right? A scene they filmed actually at a rabbit slaughterhouse kind of thing.
But it was like to watch was like that part, and I thought about you with the cat part. but that was clearly
not
really
killing
a cat.
Yeah.
I knew this wouldn't be on your recommended list
No.
if they had killed a cat.
But it's interesting, though, because so many people comment on that rabbit scene and don't necessarily comment on the fact that two adults are having sex with a rotting corpse.
I know.
Right? That doesn't seem to bother people as much as
Seriously.
the rabbit getting
killed.
I
wonder how it was banned. Would it have still been if
well,
they didn't?
Yeah. So this movie actually it is still banned in various places, but it's really not banned. Animal cruelty is one of them with the rabbit scene, but the bulk of it is about the necrophilia stuff. Where okay, come on, what are you trying to do here? And Nekromantik 2, the sequel to this, was actually the one that was aggressively prosecuted by the German authorities. And Jorg Buttgereit actually was like, look, I'm just a guy making movies. I wasn't trying to violate any laws here, and I kind of feel bad about it.
Yeah.
But of course, nowadays you can stream these movies and things like that.
I couldn't find it.
It's not a surprise. Nekromantik did play, and Nekromantik 2 did play on Shudder, which is...
I have Shudder.
Okay, it was on there back in maybe October, September, something like that. So it shows up periodically, but it is not easily accessible. Although I did notice on the Internet Movie Database, there's a copy sitting there of it, of Nekromantik.
The full thing?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and so you can see it for free on that. They also released a big box set of all Jorg Buttgereit's films.
He's got them.
Which is great. I really do like this director, and he's kind of fun because this is almost kind of his revenge, so to speak, because he tried to get into film school in Germany, and they turned him down. And so then he is like, well, I've got all these ideas in my head.
Yeah.
Scary.
Right.
But let's make a film. And so he just kind of taught himself film, which is why this movie comes across really arty, as do all of his films. There's Nekromantik 2, of course, and then Der Todesking, and then Schramm, all of which are good. I really like them because I like his weird vision where I'm not afraid to go there.
Right.
And are you able to stomach it? Nekromantik, many people cannot stomach that, and it's totally understandable because it is not pleasant subject matter. But it is a film where, okay, as a horror film fan where I believe I've seen everything,
right.
Here comes Nekromantik, right? Where, no, you haven't seen it all.
Right, and you're not attached at all to any character.
Right.
Like, you don't get to know them really long enough, or in any other, like Rob, he goes to work. Mm-hmm. He comes home, they play with the stuff.
Right.
Other than that, and then, we have no emotional connection to Betty. You're just kind of like, so when something happens...
You're actually repulsed by Betty a little bit. And then when she decides to leave Rob, what does she do? She takes the corpse with her.
A corpse that is beyond rotted.
Right, it's putrefying.
Putrefying, yes. And she felt it was owed to her.
Yeah.
And, okay... Then, and poor him. He had gotten her a cat.
Right. He was
going to give her a cat, and then he fed the cat an organ of sorts, and then
that heart.
Yeah, and then he killed the cat.
But I think the only thing you really know about these characters, though, are their fetish. I guess is the only way, right? Where she's lathering up with body parts. He's rubbing, like when he kills the cat, he's got it sitting above the bathtub and he's rubbing parts of the cat.
And she had done that in an earlier
scene. Right, she had blood in her bathtub and stuff. And so they're just really twisted, insane people. And it's kind of their relationship together where, I love the fact that she leaves him, but also takes her new boyfriend with her.
And then when he goes looking for a new girl, a streetwalker of sorts, then the first one says no, and I'm like, what did he say?
Right,
because the second one's like, yeah, let's go, let's get in.
It's going to cost you more,
right? And okay, yeah.
Well, and I think too, there's an interesting part there where he cannot perform sexually, until he's killed her,
right,
and then he can,
right.
So he's really deep down in the psychosis here,
right? And so that's what, the ending well, first you got the playing catch with the head was just like, almost like that was very comical. And it was just like, he's so happy.
Right. And he's running through the
He's
field.
just
Yay!
running. Yes. Like it was very Sound of Music. It was just cute. And then, yeah, his parting way was, I thought that was really neat, like really neatly done for what he was trying to get across in the movie. Like that was what he lived for. And he was, so he goes out with a bang, like the best ever,
right.
and it kills him. But it's like, I mean, the world's a better place. And then, I mean, of course, the last glimpse, you're like, well, is it?
Right. Well, and that actually sets up Nekromantik too, where his corpse is dug up. And
Oh, it starts right away?
yeah.
Okay.
Well, and then it does some time jumps and stuff. But yeah, just a really interesting film. It's a film that you haven't seen before, although there is a short film by Nacho Cerda, I think, called Aftermath. Maybe I'll bring that in for you because it's another having sex with corpses movie. It's short, though.
Don't judge.
But it's, I just think if you have the stomach for this kind of thing, definitely check out Nekromantik. It's not for everybody for sure. There's a reason it's hard to find. You'll know probably within 15 minutes if you are going to be on for the rest of the ride.
Right.
And it's definitely different. It's only 75 minutes long. So he makes his point and gets the heck out of there. But it's some pretty repellent stuff with no redeeming social value at all.
No. But it's I definitely think it's a must try. Like, you don't have to watch.
Right.
Just try.
We can't recommend it, but we also can't say don't see it.
Right.
How about that?
Right. I'll take it. Yes, absolutely.
So anything else to say about Nekromantik?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think if you can get your hands on it,
Give it a shot. Well, it's free. It's free on the
Yeah.
internet, on the Internet Movie Database. You can type it in, Nekromantik. It'll come up. It's a pretty poor print of it, but then again, it was also filmed in Super 8 anyway, so you're never going to get a great print of the film. But if you like Nekromantik and haven't seen Jorg Buttgereit's other films that I mentioned earlier, definitely check out Der Todesking and, Schramm, maybe. But Der Todesking is really cool. It's an anthology film. Jorg is very big on death, as we've just talked about, and all of his films focus around that and kind of how it affects society and things like that. But anyway, Melissa, thank you so much for doing this.
You're welcome. Thank you for finally letting me borrow it.
Well, and there was no scenario on any level where Gene would have watched this movie. So I'm just so glad that I have people like Melissa that are like, oh, corpse sex? Yeah, I'll try that.
I can stomach it. No problem.
Yep, she can. So she's awesome, and we will catch you next time. Thanks for tuning in. Bye-bye.
Miss you, Jean.